When people come to CLC, they... Well, thank you, Pastor Chris, for being with us. And first things first, how do you do with spice?
I avoid things that are spicy.
Yeah. Like ketchup's in a good spot?
If it has pepper in it, I'm out.
All right.
Yeah.
This will be fun.
Just squeeze tomatoes.
First wing. Let's start it. This is the classic.
Okay.
So first the question, how did you get into ministry and how did you land at CLC?
Wow, okay. I got into ministry by realizing I was doing ministry and then had a few people just affirm it. I just had a moment where I accepted it.
And how did you land at CLC?
It was God that had to tell me. I heard God say, "Will you follow me into obscurity?" I was hoping he'd say something more specific, but he didn't. So here I am, eating chicken with you. Nobody ever asked me that. Thank you for asking.
Let's go to question number 2.
Yeah, I got to CLC because Dad asked me to come. It was right after my mom was sick.
You were up here a lot.
I was already up here so much. And family became really important around that time of my life in a way I had never been before. I saw it differently than I had seen it.
No big deal. You're doing great.
Golden.
Yeah. So before you did get to CLC, you've been a lot of different places. You've lived in a lot of different places. You've done ministry in a lot of different places. Where is your favorite place that you've done ministry? And if you weren't doing ministry, what would you be doing today?
There's nothing that I could be doing that ministry wouldn't be a part of it. Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, not in the city, but outside the city. I lived in a yurt for a couple weeks with the Kyrgyz people. They're a Bedouin people, and they were the kindest, most welcoming, inviting, and they didn't have much, but they shared everything they had. And most hospitality I've ever felt was in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan.
You ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Ching ching.
So the third part, we did an Instagram deep dive. Curious, we want a little more context as to what was happening, and this is the first one.
Yeah. So the best chicken tenders in Northwest Arkansas are at Marketplace Grill. I am a chicken tender connoisseur, and I can tell you in Northwest Arkansas, those are the best. I can also tell you, in the South or in all of the country, if you ever want to go deep, I'm your man. So that was my attempt. I try to get 2 meals out of one when they're big servings like that. That was my attempt, and I put it on broil instead of bake.
For how long?
5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Wow.
And so
Fire alarm,
well, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
It's all done.
You do a lot with LifeSource, a non-profit that fights food insecurity in Northwest Arkansas. What's your heart for LifeSource and specifically for loving others in general? Why is this an essential part of following Jesus?
Because if people aren't fed and don't have their basic needs met, we can't help them mature spiritually. So, and it's just the most basic. It's one of the most basic calls that I've read. I love reading the Bible, and I just see it over and over as one of the most common themes. Feed the poor. I don't know what food insecurity is like, so I've learned about what food insecurity is like from people who do know, and that's been huge. So, yeah, we have a goal that nobody will go to bed hungry in Northwest Arkansas. And we're tackling Fayetteville specifically, and I think that's a really attainable goal over the next 10 years. I really do. That no kid, no person will have to go to bed hungry.
Excellent.
One of those people's Jesus, the way I read the scripture, right?
Let's go to number 5. And
One day he's gonna be like, I was there and you fed me, right? I was
That's
thirsty.
it.
Be like, I hope so. I tried.
We did start a tradition on this last one. You don't have to do this, but we started doing just a little last dab just to commemorate the season.
I can put more on yours for you.
It's for you. It's for you. I got some. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was last dab on yours.
I last dabbed already, so if you want to, you don't feel pressured to. There we go. Cheers. You're doing great. You don't seem like it's affecting you at all. Stone cold.
Stone cold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah. So, you made it to the peak here. 5 questions. We're on it. The 5th one. When people come to CLC, they...
Woo! Here we go!
Just like smoke coming out of your head.
Rock and roll.
So when people come to CLC for a while, they'll notice that you seem to do traditional liturgy and sacraments. Can you tell us more about that and what those mean to you?
I think because we have so many people from so many diverse backgrounds, that some of the more classical liturgical practices, it's very spirit-filled with integrity, right? It's very spirit-led.
Absolutely.
And it's very much about the heartbeat of who we are, where everyone's welcome, and regardless of whether you're Methodist or Baptist or, Anglican, it's not our table, right? So, before I was here, I was with with a church that was more liturgical, and that's my background. So it's been really fun to come back and to be able to introduce some of those things, but in the language and in light of the DNA of Christian Life Cathedral.
Absolutely. No, I think so. I think it's beautiful. And, so thank you, Pastor Christopher, for being with us and knocking out the 5 wings. You did great. How do you feel? You made it. So we got this camera, 30 seconds. Give everybody what's going on, just that you want them to know about. Go ahead.
I am excited to see the things rolling out that are coming in the fall. There's a ton of stuff. And I'm excited about the synergy and stuff that the pastoral team has right now. And that they're all reconsidering how they feel about you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing as iron sharpens iron, and if I'm able to do that for one, then it's worth it.
I love you. I bless you.
I love you too, Pastor.
Peace be with you.
And also with you. You want ice cream?
No. Oh, that's awful.
You did great.
That's awful.
You stone colded it, man.
That's awful. The idea of answering questions intelligently goes away. It just goes.
Yeah.
Ugh.